I've been on YouTube for 8.5 years. I've been doing stuff on YouTube for 8.5 years, and it's been okay. I've had my share of issues here and there with, mostly with just music and people trying to either take the music that I use from other people that's copyright free, or in one case they stole one of my songs for like a month. Anyway, there are other options, not great options in a lot of cases, but one that stands out is PeerTube. PeerTube is set up as what they call the Fediverse. Am I not wide enough? That's why I was like, everything feels pulled in. Not that it needs, you can just see the bigger mess. It's a distributed network, and it's not a centralized place like YouTube is a company. Google, and Google is terrible now, and they do a lot of nefarious things, and they're working to help kill people and things like that. It's like, oh great, I don't want to be part of that. The Fediverse, the parts that I've seen, PeerTube instances that I've seen, are just people doing stuff like what I do. I have seen some people on some PeerTube, because anybody can set up PeerTube. You have to set up servers for it, blah blah blah. But I have seen really stuff that I'm like, oh, I don't want to be part of that. So I found one that I think is okay. It seems all right. So over there, I'm going to put the link in the description. I'm going to be posting here still, but I'm also, some of the stuff, greatest hits or whatever, they're going to be going on to the PeerTube. And eventually what I'd like to do is just completely flip it and just be on PeerTube and not be on YouTube. I don't know how long I don't know what, I don't have a time frame for that. That's just like, what I really like to do is buy VPS and set up my own, but that's money and effort and time that I don't have right now. It's nice though to think about it. But for now, I'll just be posting stuff here and there I'm trying to do 3 days a week. So eventually what I'm doing now is practicing for what I want to do with YouTube eventually, and just slow it down. And I can put up stuff there, and it's mostly, it seems okay. It seems like it seems more like you're just standing outside yelling rather than being in part of something that potentially people could see. Not a lot of people see it on PeerTube. That's never been the point, and that's never been anything that's happened for me. Nobody ever watches these things. Very, very rarely do people watch these videos. So I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about losing an audience. I don't have an audience. It's fine. But I'd like to just get out of under all of this, and have just put out stuff and not have to worry about, you put something on YouTube, you know what YouTube does? You put something on Twitter, you know what Twitter does? You're working with, Instagram, you know what Instagram does now, and instead of worrying about or thinking about, oh well, tomorrow it all could go away, at least with PeerTube it would go away because somebody just didn't pay the bill. So I like it so far. I've only put up 3 videos, and I plan on doing 3 videos a week there, and hopefully things will, this is never going to change. The YouTube situation is just going to keep getting worse. Google is just going to keep getting worse. As long as there's money coming in, they really don't care. Which, why should I care about where I put my stuff then? Why should I worry about what YouTube thinks? YouTube doesn't think about me. They don't, aside from an account, nobody would know I exist on YouTube. And this isn't a wah, wah, wah. I'm coexisting right now. So I'll just keep on posting to YouTube for the foreseeable future. I plan on trying to get to the end of the calendar year. I don't know how that's going to handle, but at least I'm going to try to do 11 months this year. I've done 12 times, I've done 36 months in a row, 37, 38 months in a row, multiple times a day in most cases. So I'll still be here for a little while. At least, like I said, at least through the end of the calendar year. Then I'll figure out what I want to do. But PeerTube is just seems like a. I hope it's not just grass is greener, but it's more just you can do stuff and there's not as much of a worry as to what what you're contributing to. You're not contributing to something more nefarious. You're just adding traffic to something, and hopefully more people will join and more. Because it's literally just somebody paying a bill for a VPS and they have an open thing and they just let people in as they see. Because I had to register, and like it said they'll get back to you in 3 to 5 days. It took them like 8 days, and then I got it. I was like figuring I wasn't gonna be on theirs. I was thinking about, well, I don't know what I'm gonna. I'll just, and then all of a sudden got the email, and now I'm on there. So that's the. Who knows if that's the future or not? But at least that's my future, and that's how I feel will be the best way to preserve a sense of creativity and keep my and not feel like I'm contributing to something more nefarious. I stopped posting to Instagram right around when the inauguration occurred because I saw everything they were doing and how they pulled everything back and how they just kowtowed to Trump, and I'm just not part of that. I don't want to be part of that anymore. I was posting stuff to stories, 5 to 10 times a day for like a year, at least a couple of years nonstop. Especially if we were like on vacation or something, I especially put stuff out, or went to a concert or something, put a bunch of stuff out. And then at that point, nobody's looked at it anymore anyway. I mean, the views were down to almost nothing, like 3 to 5 out of like hundreds of people who follow you. So I wasn't losing, again, I wasn't losing an audience, so I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't scared about, oh no, people won't watch. I just keep making stuff. As long as I feel okay with it and as long as I have fun making it, that's all that really matters to me. I don't really have an agenda beyond that. I'd love to make a lot of money. If you guys want to send me money, I'll take it. But that's just not going to happen, and that's fine. I get to create, and nobody tells me what I can do. Within reason. I mean, I'm not going to steal other people's stuff or put out graphic stuff or anything. I'm not just not what I do. But I get to be whatever it is I can do. Whatever it is I am, I get to be me, and I don't have to worry about contributing to nefarious things. So, PeerTube, the link's in the description. Check it out. There's only a handful of videos on there, but eventually I'll just create exclusive stuff for PeerTube and just advertise it here. It says I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, but I think in reality I have like between 4 and 7 people who watch on a regular basis, and not even everything, just watch most of the things I put out, which is fine, but I'll just be doing that somewhere else eventually. But as for now, I'm happy with PeerTube. I think it's the way to do stuff and not have like a stink on you.